Hi folks, got a replay between Weak1ings and Afro.
Oh, that's an interesting match.
Afro plays
Oh, and
Fire.
Afro's playing with Fire Tier 1.
Interesting.
Not his usual Nature Tier 1. He's usually playing Nature Frost.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see how he handles this unusual Tier 1 for him.
Exactly. Now, if I recall correctly, I think this was actually a ranked game. Because I remember Weak1ings, I was talking to Weak1ings and he was like, oh, I played Afro. And then I asked him to send me the replay. So I think that's what this replay was. Now, maybe I'm confusing this replay with a different one. And maybe this was just a fun sparring game. But we are seeing Afro playing a color he has... I've never seen him play Fire. Maybe someone else has, but I certainly haven't.
I've seen him in the last Skylords Open. He played Fire Tier 1.
Okay.
One game, I think. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the actual footage, just the replay on Twitch. So
Okay.
someone might correct me, but he's doing the usual Fire Tier 1 move.
Mm-hmm.
He's just going for the Tier 1 attack, and on Haladur, that's pretty effective, or used to be pretty effective, because you can attack the well, and then if your opponent spawns too many units, you can just run away and attack the main base, and you can switch positions up and down
Mm-hmm.
until you kick the well. But the problem is, usually the mortar tower was a huge advantage in this matchup because if you stack up many scavengers, you can just block your opponent from getting near to your mortar tower. And now we know that mortar tower got nerfed,
Mm-hmm.
and this might not be possible anymore.
Now, Avro's going for a flank attack in the north. Uh, Meanwhile, he's trying to hold the ground position in the south, or kind of in the north. And he spawned Strikers. He's got a charge off. Strikers are maybe not the best card to play against Frost Tier 1 because of Frost Mage, but he was able to get a charge off, so he got some free power just for nothing. Meanwhile, Afro's attack in the north, I think, has failed, and Weak1ings is going to be able to push out at the bottom. So he definitely got a small permanent power advantage, but I think at the end of the day, it wasn't worth the tempo loss, and Weak1ings is going to get out of this checkpoint.
I mean, they're both still equal on wells. Problem is that Weak1ings, even though he can defend pretty effectively, if he stacks up units, he still can't really attack because they're all slow. And once they reach Afro's well, if he's in danger, he can just go tier 2.
Yes, well, the consideration is that Weak1ings is playing Pure Frost, which has an excellent matchup versus Fire Nature and Pure Fire. So all Weak1ings really has to do is survive Tier 1 on Haladur, and he's in a pretty nice position, right? So all he needs to do is survive Tier 1 and get at least equal map control, and that's that's what Weak1ing wants.
Okay,
So
so
Afro is trying.
you think that Fire Nature is favored? You think that Pure Frost is favored against Fire Nature?
Yes, I do. Because there's a certain point where there's just like not enough way to defend and not enough way to do enough DPS to air units.
Mhm.
So I think Fire Nature can try to make things happen in the early game, but burrowers aren't going to do anything. Viola is not going to do much against Lightblade, so yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
it's not as bad as Pure Frost versus Pure Fire, but I would certainly say it's a comfortable matchup for Pure Frost.
Yeah, I mean they can defend on equal power levels pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Right. So Weak1ings has
I can see that.
Weak1ings has everything he wants out of this. He's got all of his units back in the fight. He's got equal map control with Afro, and he is probably going to tech into a favorable tier 2 matchup. I guess the only bad matchup for Frost, which starts with Fire Tier 1, would be actually bandits. So, but bandits isn't popular at all.
Yeah,
I would be quite surprised to see Afro playing bandits.
that's an interesting point because bandits is considered to be bad against everything,
Yeah, I
and
think
in this
bandits is pretty
case,
good against pure frost and pure nature, but those are not meta decks. So,
but I have to say, I played a lot of games against Sunset, and
mhm.
after the buff, I don't know, the Bandit Stalker it's called, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Bandit Stalker is so strong right now. It just wrecks Nightcrawlers
yeah, that's
and
true.
Burrowers. That is so insane.
Now,
I
Weaklings took
really
this.
underestimated that.
Yeah, Weaklings took this tier 2 position here, which is risky because of Scorched Earth. It looks like Afro didn't have the power. Well, he should have had the power. Okay. He canceled. This is confusing. Uh,
Okay,
I'm honestly a bit
okay.
confused. I don't know why Weaklings canceled his orb. I don't know why Afro built a close well against Frost. That's. I mean, he's going to get charges off with his strikers, but just. You can't go toe to toe with Ice Guardians.
Yeah, and okay, he's
I don't,
playing strikers against this Master Archer spam. I would consider this not a good move. And
yeah,
he
I
just
think
lost his Fire Sworn to the Ice Guardian because of bad micro. He could just
yeah. I
run
mean,
away here.
the strikers are going to get power from looting, but I don't think it's just the temple loss. This is well dead. There's no way it's not dead. Um, After it goes tier 2 pure fire, and so it is going to be a pure fire versus pure frost matchup. So this should be quite easy win for weaklings, especially being up one well now. So he's up 75 power and has a big tier 1 army. Again, I don't know why he canceled his orb. Um, I don't think it was. Well, maybe it was, but I don't really think it was in that much danger of
I
dropping.
think it's fun that he keeps playing strikers. I know that strikers are pretty strong in looting, but they cost 90 power.
Sure, but
And if they generate,
you get one charge and you got your 10 power, right? So they're pretty cost effective actually. I've been doing that in 2v2,
then
basically
yeah.
just spamming strikers. You don't need any wells, man. You just play strikers even in tier 2 and you don't need wells. It's dumb actually.
Yeah, I think in the long term, I'd say yes, but
Right. But again, that's
um,
2v2 where your partner can cover for your tempo loss. I don't know if After's going
yeah,
to afford this tempo loss. He's played
yeah.
the
And this
this
at
drops.
this moment, I don't think that it's necessary. I think he should rather play a unit like Scavenger that is actually effective against it.
Right, exactly. And especially because it cost him the well. So that's not worth the looted value. Yeah, I mean this
Wow,
game
wow, and
seems hmm?
that seems so over. But the War Eagle, the Scream just killed 2 units.
Right for 45 power.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, I mean game seems really over to me, but you can see we're only a third of the way through, so looks like Afro's got a comeback in his way.
Yeah, I mean, of course, Pure Frost has the probably one of the best matchups in tier 2 against any other tier 2
Hmm.
against Pure Fire, but
Right,
in tier
oh, that is orb.
3 it all changes. So if
Right,
Afro can manage to stall out the game till tier 3, he
exactly.
has the upper hand.
Right, so that's usually the one condition you're looking for as pure fire is you want to well up, you want to increase the power level of all sides, you want to get the pure frost player to commit like 300 power into tier 2 units, and then you want to run tier 3 and make something happen. That's the play if you want to try and make something happen as pure fire. um, Now for weaklings' part, pure fire has no CC. So there's basically a point where you can just make 2 or 3 eagles and
Yeah.
just target the well and like put area ice shield, and you don't care. There's nothing that's gonna kill those eagles.
Yeah, I don't know if Weaklings is playing Sky Elf Templar, which is pretty strong in this matchup because
He
you can
better.
really
Weakling. Oh,
gain the
it
air
looks like he's
control.
going tier 3. That's a mistake. Don't do that. Don't go
Fun.
tier 3 if you got the best tier 2 matchup in the game. Don't go tier 3. Just end it in tier 2. Like we are saying, we got this close wall position. You just stack 3 eagles on top of each other. But an ice shield, there's no way those are dying. You
Yeah.
just kick the well, kick the monument, run over everything. But by going tier 3, that's going to give Afro some tempo to push, and it's going to give Afro possibly time to go tier 3 himself, which, as we said, is not such a nice matchup. There's no matchup as nice as playing Pure Frost against Pure Fire in tier 2.
Yeah, I don't know what's he doing. I think he's just like, oh, I can beat Afro. He's a pretty high ranked player. Maybe
Yeah.
get
And
some free elo, go tier 3, and I won the game.
yeah, he
And
lost the well here. And Wildfire, okay. I would still be very surprised to see this live. Weak1ings is going for the monument. Um, I I would okay, maybe we'll get it down.
whoa, that was close. Okay,
Yeah, maybe.
no
I
heals. We have to always consider that.
right. Okay, he's got the area ice shield just to really push things down. And okay, the orb does drop, but I think it would have been better to go for a well because Afro still has this nice attack, and Afro's going to have no problem rebuilding his tier 2. Timeless
Okay,
launching
but now
Weaklings, the Drake gets away.
yeah, he has quite some units now
Right.
to attack this bot, and now there's a big problem. He has to play tier 2 units now to defend this. I mean, the most effective way to defend this attacking units is a War Eagle. So
Exactly.
why did you even try to go tier 3 in the first place?
Exactly. Right. That was the fatal mistake. Um, Weaklings, you played yourself. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
and he's losing this well.
Yeah, and I think he's kind of frustrated with himself because I guess he realized he made a mistake, and now he's getting distracted. And Wildfire is coming through. Pure Fire is scaling up.
A monument is under attack.
And yeah, this is. I mean, we still got a long ways to go, right? Because Weaklings does have an advantage. There's a Mountain Rowdy.
Yeah, I love it. He played that against me. I love it so much. He's amazing. I don't think that Mountain Rowdy is that good, but I think he uses it pretty well, and it has a spot. If there was no Storm Singer in Pure Frost, I think that Mountain Rowdy would be a very good choice.
Mhm.
But with Storm Singer around, it's just unnecessary.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Pure Shadow in the meta, and I think Mountain Rowdy has a place against Pure Shadow.
Yeah,
But
that's true. That's true.
yeah, and especially because Pure Shadow is a hard matchup for Frost anyway. Um, Mountain Rowdy is an alternative to actually War Eagle because if you don't want Night Guards to take over your stuff. But yeah,
Yeah, I think that now Afro's doing the right thing. He's attacking the ice barrier
right,
because he wants to get his tier 3, but Weaklings is well aware of that and blocking his tier 3.
right. And Afro
Very
has
nice.
so much more power than Weaklings because of all those kick wells. So
Yeah, but he is still tier 1, and
Your
the
forces are under
more
attack.
the power pool increases, the
right,
harder it gets for Afro.
the harder it gets for Afro. What do you mean?
Yeah, because if Weaklings is tier 3 and he has a larger power pool,
Oh,
then it will be harder to grab the tier 3. The moment he grabs tier 3, he can get overrun.
sure, yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
so he
Afro is able to
needs
keep
to
up the
use his...
pressure, and I just don't think Weaklings has enough power right now to push into the tier 2. I think he committed too hard trying to drop that orb when he could have just focused on the well gun for power advantage. Close the game a little more slowly.
And that suddenly turned into a very, very interesting matchup
Right.
because Weaklings went tier 3. And there's still that ice barrier blocking the tier 3.
Uh-huh.
A
Yeah.
power well is under
Afro
attack.
has found a lot of power in tier 2 units. So that's going to give Weaklings some more space that he yeah, okay, so Weaklings got well down, but of course Afro got this well down back. at the top.
Your forces are under
Weaklings
attack.
is going to get this well down. And okay, this is looking
Power
better
well
for
is under
Weaklings.
attack.
Of course, Afro has a lot of tier 2
A
units
power well has been
that
destroyed.
can pressure, and especially because Pure Frost, ironically, has a hard time dealing with Pure Fire tier 2 units as tier 3. As you're saying, the best counter is actually just to play your tier 2 units against it. Okay, Afro is down to 2 Ls, Weaklings is down to 2 Ls, but Weaklings does have tier 3 against tier 2. And Afro
Yeah,
hasn't
but
found
I
the
think
power.
that Afro he had his tier 2 units longer. He had his wells up longer, so he has a significant power advantage, I think.
That's true.
Yeah,
Weaklings
he has so
kicked some
much
early
bound
Ls.
power.
Hmm?
He has so much bound power, and he still has so much more power than Weaklings.
Yes, Weaklings should not be running up here with his Tremor. He should come down here and try and kill something here. But on the other hand, if Weaklings can survive this tier 2 attack, then if he can keep Afro out of the map, then he can stop Afro's tier 3. But I would say that's probably the objective as Pure Frost. If you're in a losing position against Fire, what you want to do is make sure Fire doesn't get tier 3.
Yeah, now he's finally moving his Skyfire Drake, who was focusing the orb for such a long time.
Right,
But with the Shield Dome, there's no way you can break through this with tier 2 units. So just focus the units.
right,
And
exactly.
now he is going tier 3. Finally.
Yep. Now, does Weaklings have the power to punish it? Not really. So this tier 3 might go up, and that's going to be the turning point of the game. Weaklings makes a Tremor, he's going to try. And a Sumo Nicer. This Skyfire Drake is going to live with just a little bit of health, and it's not going to be effective for Weaklings to kill it. Okay. There's the
Oh, but
home
there's the
soil.
Juggernaut.
Yes, right. Only needs to go up for an instant before the Juggernaut comes out, and that's not so easy to deal with. Now this tier 3 is going to drop again, but in the meantime, what's the Juggernaut going to do?
That was a very nice eruption. Very nice.
Oh, you're ahead of me, Afro.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, that was a
I
good
think
eruption.
now we're equal again.
I see the Ice Barrier died just now. But yeah, Afro took the well. He's got the Juggernaut. He's down a tier, but he has 2 wells. I'm not sure about the second well from Afro.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
That seems
That's an interesting move, I think.
yeah, better to go tier 2 than to build that well. I mean, he does have his tier 3 unit already out, and Weaklings is going to try and attack multiple spots. I think there's a timeless one to take care of the Juggernaut, but Juggernaut just needs to disenchant, which is tier 2, and if Weaklings isn't careful, this is going to get stampeded. All right, there's the Glacier Shell to prevent stampede. Wildfire does its best against Tremor, and I think the Skyfire Drake is going to finish it off. Meanwhile, we've got Tremor used to fight Juggernaut. 2 Tremors.
That's interesting.
I think it's the best thing Frost can do. Silver and Lancers will just get knocked back. So Tremors are, I guess, the best counter. This well almost dies, but this well has 41 power. There's almost no point in attacking it. Glacier Shell again to stop the Stampede.
Yeah, he's killing his enforcers in his main base because he wants to use the units bound by his the energy bound by his tier 2 units.
Right,
He wants to use it in tier 3 units, of course.
right. Well, he doesn't have tier 3 yet. He needs to build his tier 3. He took that
Yeah,
power well
okay.
instead.
Yeah, sure, you're right. I didn't see that. Okay, that's true.
Nice micro with the Juggernaut to knock back the Timeless one right as he has spawn animation, so he couldn't get a freeze off. Of course, there is no heal in Fire. Well, there's Ravage, but there's
Maybe
no
another
heal.
eruption would be great. Oh, yeah, okay. A wildfire is also amazing.
Yeah,
And
but
Ravage, that's also good.
I would expect this Juggernaut to die.
Maybe an
He wants
eruption
Ravage.
to kill the North Star.
Oh yeah, there's that North Star.
Yeah, that is hard. Okay, there was a very nice Glacier Shell.
Yes, just in time. Afro pulls back his Skyfire Drake. barely, and I think this Juggernaut's gonna die. Yeah, there. Juggernaut dies, and in the meantime, Afro is able to get his tier 3 back.
Yeah, and he has a energy advantage now, a pretty
Exactly,
big one.
significant energy advantage. This well, I think, was a mistake from Weaklings. I don't think the game's gonna. I think the game's gonna be decided in the next 3 minutes, and that well's not gonna matter.
It's so interesting. There was actually a matchup that was very in a tier 1.
Uh huh.
I think that Afro has a huge advantage on Haladur against Frost tier 1 with Fire tier 1.
Right.
And in tier 2, Pure Frost has an amazing advantage against Pure Fire.
Mm-hmm.
And in tier 3, it turns again. I think that's a matchup we don't see that often. That's pretty amazing, actually.
Yeah. So Afro is trying to bide his time until he can get a Juggernaut out, and Weaklings needs to make some pressure happen before that Juggernaut comes out. Playing Tremors.
Yeah,
Tremors are very good.
Timeless One's the worst enemy of Giant Slayers.
Yes, that's true.
Or actually the worst enemies of every unit.
This Skyfire
Basically.
Drake has been putting in some good value. He's been around for a long time. Looks like Weaklings is going for this well. I think at this point, the power levels and the wood levels are high enough that he should probably be focusing on the orb. I think earlier, attacking the wells would have been a smarter move, but at this point, both players have significant void power around 600, and they've got a lot of wells, and you want to stop the Juggernaut from coming out. The Juggernaut does come out, though, and no shield building to save the Tremor. And Weaklings now.
You know what I would do?
Mm-hmm.
I think that sounds like a pretty bold move, but I think I would wait till the second Juggernaut and attack 2 spots, because he can just laser shell 1 spot. So
Yes, well, you see,
he will definitely kick the well, and he cannot attack.
Yeah, Weaklings actually wasn't fast enough. He Glacier Shelled one, but he couldn't shield build any other, and his well dropped. I think you don't have. You can play the first Juggernaut. You don't have to wait. You can still threaten some Glacier Shells and walk around and things like that. But yeah, Afro's got a very commanding lead now. We've seen that point where Purifier begins to just outscale everything, and the original wells dropped, which puts Weaklings at 0 wells to Afro's 3.
Yeah.
And
I think that was a pretty nice showcase of the matchup, because in tier 1, especially on this map, which is pretty big, especially the distance between the main base and the other wells are pretty big. Fire tier 1 has an advantage in tier 1 because you can force out many units in tier 1 even though you might not kick a well. Afro didn't do that well. And in tier 2, Weaklings just went tier 3 way too early.
Exactly. Just completely giving up his matchup advantage. Yeah, Weaklings, you had this. I was rooting for you.
Yeah. Next time, destroy Afro in tier 2. Don't go tier 3. Just don't be a nice guy.
Yeah.
You know what you need to be.
So yeah, I mean, a lot of times you see players make the mistake where they push in tier 2 too hard. They don't get tier 3 fast enough. This was the opposite mistake. Tier 3 was just too early, giving up a tempo and an advantage that didn't need to be had. Well, anyway, very nice game. Very, very exciting to watch. I hope I enjoyed commenting. I hope the viewers enjoyed watching this back and forth. And we'll see you in the next replay.